Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about how we fit an Izumi Super Toughness track chain. Okay, this is the gold standard of track chains. You can see it's also gold coloured. This one's a bit battered because it's quite old, which is why I'm using it for this demo. But I would say probably 90 to 95% professional riders are going to be using this chain. Okay, but it fits a bit differently to most, so it's important to know how. Right, these are our tools that we're going to need. We've got our chain, we've got our screw, our backing plate, our chain tool, and a flat blade screwdriver. But for now, I'm going to put these over here, and we're going to talk about what you get when you open the packet. Okay, you get three things. You get your chain here, it'll be a nice wrap plastic thing, and you get your joining pin. Your joining pin composes two parts. It composes this screw. Hold that up there. You can see just a little flathead screw with just the threads on one end. The other thing, this is very important, is this square item here. Now this, as you can see, is really easy to drop or lose, but that is a little threaded nut. Okay, do not lose this. Okay, if you lose this, you've basically lost your whole chain, okay, because you cannot fit it without this part. So if we have a look at the chain here, we've got, you can see if we look at the links, we've got some wider links and we've got some narrower links. Okay, the narrow links, they're the bits that are going to go inside the wider links when it comes to joining the chain. So we're going to have a little look at this wider link here. Okay, now it's a bit difficult to see, but on this side just here there's actually a threaded bit. Okay, now there's only one link in this whole chain that is threaded like that. Okay, so when we're shortening the chain later on, you must make sure you do not get rid of this link. Okay, identify that link, the one that's got a little threaded bit. It'll always be at one end of the chain. Just put a bit of tape around it to remind yourself, keep this one. Okay, if we need to shorten the chain, and I'll show you in a minute how we can find out if we need to, we're always going to shorten it going from this thinner end. Okay, always go from the thinner end when you're shortening one of these chains. Most cases it doesn't matter, most chains it wouldn't matter. With these Izumi gold chains, it really matters. Okay, got to go from that end. So, how do we do that? Well, we use one of these, a tool called a chain tool or a chain breaker. Okay, this is how this particular one I bought from Halfords earlier today comes out of the packet. So to get it ready to use, what we're going to do, we're going to unscrew this bit, and as it unscrews you see this little pin becomes visible. That's what's going to push out bits of our chain, and you unscrew this so that the pin goes pretty much all the way back up like that. Now with this one, because this is an adjustable chain tool, I've got this bit at the bottom as well. Yours may not have this, you may not need to do this step. If you've got a single speed chain tool, you won't need to bother with this. Now, using this spare bit of chain here, I'm going to demonstrate what we do. Okay, let's say we want to take out these two links here. Okay, these two links at this extreme end of the chain. So we're going to push out this pin here. So what we do is we take our chain tool like this, and we say we're going to take out two links, so we center it in like that. Then what we do is we tighten this bit up from the bottom so that it holds it nice and securely for us. Okay, and there's a little hole in this to let the pin be driven through. Then we're going to gradually just tighten up this bit, and you should be able to see that's bringing the pin down to bear on the actual joining pin of the chain. Okay, we're going to tighten it until it just starts touching, and then we're going to have a little check. We're going to make sure everything's aligned, everything's going straight, which it is, and then you're going to hold this bit with your left hand and you're just going to twist this. This takes quite a lot of force. You can't just go boop and it's done. It's quite a difficult thing to do, so use a bit of force, use a bit of leverage on it. You're not doing any damage, you're doing what you should be, and what you want to do is push like that. And because we've got this screw to join it, we're just going to push the pin all the way through and out. Okay, we're not fussed about keeping the pin in, we're just going to keep going like this. You'll feel it suddenly start to resist less. Okay, so just going to keep turning. I can feel it's still going. Feel it's still going. And there we go. That's suddenly gone all nice and easy. That means our pin has fallen out. So I'm going to unscrew this. Get that right back to there again. Oop, that shouldn't really happen. We'll edit that out. Then I unscrew this bit. Again, you may not need to do this. And what you'll find, we've driven out the pin. That's completely gone. You should be able to see daylight through the chain there now. And that means we can just pull off our excess links like that. Okay? And that's going to make the chain the correct length for us to subsequently use our joining pin. Okay? So I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to join up these two ends of my chain. Let me just sort out the little tangles that it's got itself into. Doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. So, joining the chain. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try and find the threaded bit, and that I can see now is this side of this link. So my screw is going to come through from this side. Okay. So I line it up like this. You would do this whilst it was on the bike, but I'm just demonstrating here. So I line it up roughly like that. Take my pin and I push it through like this, and then I just do it up so that a few of the threads start to engage. Okay, so that chain is now, that's partly together, but if you look here you can see that these pins are standing still a bit proud of the face of the link, whereas this one hasn't gone all the way through yet. And that's because this is the point at which we install our backing plate. As you can see, I keep dropping the thing because it is very small and fiddly. So I hold that against there, then with my other hand I take just a standard flat bladed screwdriver like this, and I just carefully do up the screw, making sure that it's going into the threads of the backing plate. Like that. Okay. Once it's in place, give it a bit of a tighten, and you can see now we've got the screw nicely through the link, we've got the backing plate there, and the end of the screw is nicely flush with it. That's how we can tell that we've joined the chain correctly and that it's all in place. Okay? So what I'll do in a second, I'll do a little demo and I'll show you what that's going to look like on the bike and how we work out our correct chain length.